Skeletor is one of the most iconic characters in all of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe mythology in any medium that comes, because of his look, because of the way he is, because of his personality, because of the voice. There's a multitude of reasons why. The problem is with Skeletor is that you don't have one definite origin. At least with He-Man, you've sort of got two at best. With Skeletor, you've got about 3 or 4. For instance, in the mini-comics, Skeletor comes from Infinita, which is an alternate dimension away from Eternia. And the reason Skeletor wants to find the secrets of Castle Grayskull is so he can open a portal to Infinita and bring the rest of his people in. Yes, in the mini-comics, at least the early ones, Skeletor is not unique. Of course, the mini-comics went along as time went along, and the origin changed somewhat. He actually became the half-brother, at least, of King Randor, a guy called Keldor of the House of Miro. And the reason that he has a skull for a head is because he was mixed with dark magic. Something happened to him. We didn't find that out straight away, because if we found out the secret of Keldor, then Skeletor would be undone. So apparently the magic there was dependent on nobody else finding out why he was Skeletor. Because it turns out, in most continuities, that Hordak comes in somewhere along the line and gifts Skeletor the magic that keeps him alive with his skull head, or at least causes the skull head to come into being. But again, we're not really sure how and when that happens. Another, for instance, in the 2002 Mike Young production series, Keldor is hit in the face with acid of his own doing. He throws acid at Randor. Randor deflects it. It hits Skeletor in the face. Very much sort of Jack Napier style in the original Batman film. So it's dark magic that keeps him alive, because the acid surely has eaten through his face, which is why he looks like he does. Again, that was Hordak who gave him that magic, and at some point he turned on Hordak. Now that again is something that happens throughout Skeletor's mythos. He turns on Hordak at some point. He is Hordak's minion, and at some point he decides, no, that's it, I want to rule the universe alone, and turns on Hordak. But again, this happens at different points in the mythology. In the mini-comics, for instance, the spirit of Hordak comes and gives Skeletor his magic, apparently. But we're not really entirely sure why Skeletor turned on him in the first place. So it's all a bit weird. The only continuity that really has a sort of beginning, a middle, and an end is Filmation. And that starts off with Skeletor as just an evil master of the universe, the Lord of Destruction, who wants to rule Eternia. Now, he's much more threatening in his early appearances than he is in his last. Certainly by the time the Christmas episode comes around, he's not really that threatening anymore. He still has sold Hordak and Horde Prime out at some point, but he is at that point working with them. Or for them, possibly. But Skeletor, again, he's a mystery wrapped up in enigma. Basically cooked with a riddle in the same frying pan as a mystery again. Nobody is really sure who this guy is. Nobody really has a definite point where they can say, yes, this is Skeletor, this is where he comes from. All we really know is that he has a skull for a face, and he wants the secrets of Castle Grayskull. Do you know what? That's probably good enough for me. But we have lots of Skeletor figures to look at. However, this time around, as the title suggests, we're going to be having a look at Battle Armour Skeletor, who I've just recently purchased. So, to see this Masters of the Universe Classics figure and what makes it tick, and just generally how it is and if I recommend it, we must go to the man cave. So, come with me now.
Okay, so here we have Battle Armour Skeletor in the mailing box that you get him in from Matty Collector. Obviously you've got all that gumph on the back there. Nothing really to talk about, it's a box. But if we open the box and look within, we will see something rather interesting coming out. And here he is, Battle Armour Skeletor himself, in the Masters of the Universe Classics. It's the usual box that they sell these things in. On the back, obviously, you've got all the different ones. Trapjaw, Beastman, Battle Armour, He-Man, Man's Arms, Teela on the back there. If you want to pause, have a look at his... Oops, let's get that in shot properly. There we go. Okay, that's giving you enough time to have a look. But yeah, it's the usual box. It's very nice. I love the Castle Grayskull detailing on the bottom there. Get a good idea of what Skeletor looks like in the box. Okay, well, let's get him out. Obviously, taking him out before. Get rid of that. I do keep these. And then this is basically what you get with Skeletor. So you get two fascias for his armour. You get the battle axe. And you get Battle Armour Skeletor himself. Let's take him out of the box. Oop. Always quite difficult to get out of the box, these things, get out of the plastic. And I don't want to destroy the plastic, but they make it difficult. They make it difficult for me not to. First off, have a look at Skeletor himself. Well, he is pretty standard, it has to be said. But that's good, because that's what you're paying for. You're paying for a standard figure. Let's get him on there and have a good look at the guy. So, you have usual arms, legs. They're the Skeletor arms and legs, and the Skeletor torso, and the loincloth there as well. And a very, very nice rendering of his face. See if we can get a good look at Skeletor there. No, you fool! Too close, that camera is too close. And a bit light as well, but never mind. So yeah, you're getting quite a good view of Skeletor. So you've got the face, which is nice. You've got the armour, which is lovely. It's only the bat symbol there that he had previously on Battle Armour Skeletor in the 80s. Obviously you had this, it was on a tumbler. You knocked the tumbler, turned around to show one strike, you knocked it again, it showed another strike, and then you reset it back to the start. It was basically a spring-loaded device that just showed you what exactly... it would look like if he was hit in the chest with a battle axe. Obviously, you then have the loincloth, which is very detailed, as always, down to the legs, and like I say, it's the general Skeletor legs. The nails are painted on this though, which is very nice. And like the 80s, he also has purple feet. Another thing to note is his hands. He's also had his nails done there. His nails are a different colour now, which is nice. I think that's a really nice touch to actually do his fingers and do his nails there. But yeah, the face, as always, very, very good. I do like that face. I do like that Skeletor face, and there's some really good detailing in there as well. I don't know if I can turn the light off. No, I can't, but there you go. Never mind. Just to show you, the armour does come off. It comes off pretty much as it did in the 80s. Or sorry, at least Hordak would have done, not Skeletor. So you take the back off, like so. And he's got a purple body, which is fine. I mean, that basically just shows you under the armour that goes on, and that obviously just covers him, but it does cover his torso, so it looks like he's got armour on all the way around there. So that's very, very nice. Again, just pop the armour back on there. Whoops. Help if I did it on the right way, wouldn't it? There you go. So yeah, again, that just clicks into place. Love all the detail on this, all the harness work on the back there, just to make it look like it is a proper suit of armour. And it's very nice and pearlescent as well, the metallic looking. Just then to show you the articulation, obviously his head goes round and round, and go all the way around 360, as if it matters. He's not be doing that unless he's been possessed. Obviously his arms, the armour doesn't hinder any movement whatsoever, so they do go round and round. You've got the bicep twist, you've got the elbow twist, you've got the hands that do go round there. You've got the ab crunch, although it doesn't really work with the armour. It does when the armour's not there. The armour obviously hinders that somewhat. The legs do go out all the way. And he does swivel at the waist. Although this is exceedingly tight on mine. I really had to force this the first time I opened it. But he does have a good amount of articulation at the thigh. Obviously his knees. And his at the shin. It does go round a little bit. Now then, the ankles are a bit loose, I have to say. And it's the old style with the pinion in there, so you can actually see the pinion in there. But the ankles do go up and down like they should. And they do swivel on there as well. So you can get some good poses out of this guy. I've not had any problems standing him up thus far. But yeah, it's just the fact that some of them are so loose. Some of the ones I've come across certainly have been really, really loose of the ankles. And that's a bit of a worry, because that's obviously going to deteriorate over time. But never mind, never mind. So I suppose I should show you the gimmick. Well, the gimmick is battle armour. So we'll take the battle armour off there. And now we'll bring in the other two armour pieces. Let's pop Skeletor down there. Like I say, you've got one with 2 hits, one with 1. The other one with 2 hits. It's very, very simple, and it works for all 3. You basically have a little recessed area there where his boobs go. All you do, when the armour's off, is you press out, like so. Get the new armour piece in. And then just basically slot that into position. Lock it, and it's locked. And all you have to do then is pop the armour back on Skeletor. And away you go. You now have Skeletor that's been battered twice by He-Man. I think that's really cool. It's a really cool way of doing it. It's a nice fix, because obviously there was no way they were ever going to be able to do that the way it was with these Masters figures. I mean, it's just not going to happen. And it's a shame, but there you go. I think this is a really nice fix and a really nice way of doing it. You only get one accessory, which is that Skeletor's battle axe. But it's really neat, really nicely rendered. You've got base purple all along these bits there, and then on the blade of the axe and these recesses there, and on some of the handle you've actually got a very nice metallic purple, which works really well with the figure. I think it looks really, really good. You don't really have to force it into Skeletor's hands too much. The hands aren't as gummy as you'd expect, but they aren't really that hard either. You just push it in there, and then Skeletor has an axe with which to play with. Let's move that out of the way. Yeah, Skeletor has a very, very nice axe to play with. And he can pose it in any way he wants. Like that. Nah, He-Man! I shall smite you with my mighty axe! Or as I like to call it, a big chopper! Nah! Yeah, obviously, I'm exceedingly silly and childish, because, you know, I am a 37-year-old man playing with toys after all. But yeah, I can't recommend this guy enough. I think he's really, really cool. I'm a big Skeletor fan anyway. I do like the guy. I think it's just a nice toy to have. It was one that I definitely wanted as a kid. So as soon as I saw him on eBay, I thought, I'm having him! I do, though, need another Skeletor head, because the one I've got with Molar, I do like it, but it's a bit green, and I basically have a Skeletor body with a head that maybe isn't the best one. So if somebody can sort of sell me one, or somebody's got a spare one kicking around, I have swapped this one out, but I actually found I preferred it on him than the other one. But yeah, this has been Dreadwind with Dread Tidings, with Masters of the Universe Battle Armour Skeletor. Please do try and pick him up. He is definitely very, very good. Now I just need to buy Battle Armour He-Man.